Um, Amazing. So I hope everyone's Chag and Shabbos was amazing. And I'm so happy you guys are on and we're able to continue. You guys know this makes my day, and I hope this is making your day as well. We're continuing in the sugya of prayer. And last time we spoke, you know what? I'm not going to give a long recap, but just a short one. We spoke about God's kindness. And it's just crazy because if you think about it, God is infinite. God is so great. And you would think because we are like a piece of dust compared to God, there would be all these rules, all these restrictions onto how you could really interact with him and how you can approach him. But really, God's kindness is just shown by the fact that we could say multiple names, by calling him Tati, by calling him Abba, Avinu Malkeinu. And we should just know that while we're praying, while we're trying to get closer to Hashem, that Hashem just wants us to come closer in any way possible, in your own way. If you want to come closer by saying Tati, by saying Abba, by using your own words, by being bold, by asking, it's up to you. Okay, we're moving on. You must force yourself to pray. Pray with great strength, putting all your power into the words of your prayer. Okay? You must force yourself to pray. Some people say that a person should not force himself to pray, but the opposite is true. You must force yourself to put all your strength into your prayers. So some people might say, okay, if you're not feeling it today, it's better to just go to Minyan and just sit on the side with the sitter closed, or to just keep your mouth shut and just sit quiet. Okay, we know it's great, the fact that you're going to Minyan in the first place, and the fact that you have the desire to connect to Hashem, to say words. But what if you get to the Minyan, you get to B'nai Shern, you get to Gissen in Herzliya, and you have no koach, no strength to pray? Some people might say, okay, the fact that you're there is great, which it is. But Rabbi Nachman is saying, hopefully I'm understanding this correctly, I'm sorry, Rabbeinu, if I'm not. You must take all the strength within you and pray. In those times, you specifically have to pray. Gather up all your strength and do it. True devotion is to bind the thought to the word, focusing your mind on the words of the prayer by listening and paying careful attention to what you are saying. This way, your inner power will enter your prayers automatically. So there's two things that are going on here from my eyes. I want to hear about your vision and your perspective. But well, Rabbi Nachman, what I think he's saying here is that we all have thoughts to get closer. We all have thoughts to pray. We all have thoughts and conversations we want to have with Hashem. But the thought is mamish so important. The fact that you have that desire, the fact that you want to come closer. But Rabbi Nachman is saying true devotion is to take that thought, to take that conversation that you want to bring up with Hashem and speak. And speak. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it. That is true devotion. When you're comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then another idea, and I think this is what Rabbi Nachman is saying here, is that what are we even saying? If we're opening up a siddur and we say words, or if we're davening for someone for a refuah shalema, right? Do we know who we're really davening for? Are we really thinking about the name that we're davening for? What we want the outcome to be? What we're working towards? So we have to think about that as well. Doesn't mean you should know. I don't know Hebrew so well at all. And one of my goals is to understand what I'm saying in the siddur. But Rabbi Nachman is being charif with me. He's saying, no, practice. Look at the words. Understand what you're saying a little. And it'll give you strength just by knowing the meaning of the words. Right? If you're given a name to daven for, if you understand who and what the person is dealing with and the family situation surrounding it, that will give you strength to even cry out more to Hashem, to give extra strength into your davening. We continue. This is the concluding paragraph. Actually, it's not concluding. It's always the beginning. All your inner power waits for the moment when it's drawn into words of holiness. When you focus your thoughts on what you are saying, this power rushes forth into the words. Exactly what we were saying before, with the words, with the names that you're davening for. This is crazy. Simply pay attention to the words, and your inner power will enter your prayers without without you having to force it. So if you're taking the inner and you muster up all the strength to take that inner and pour it outward, it will give you that strength. It will turn from prayer being a burden to you understanding it's a necessity each and every day. So with this, I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm just trying here, but at the end of the day, guys, you must force yourself to pray, says Rabbi Nachman, crying out to us, comfortable with being uncomfortable. Not every time is going to be ideal to call out to Hashem. You might feel like you're in a great place, or you might feel like, you just don't need Hashem involved every second of your life, or you could be in a dark place and feel like, okay, it's time to distance myself from Hashem and just continue to be in despair and broken heart. But Rabbi Nachman is saying in those situations specifically, force yourself to pray. And even on top of that, understand what you're saying a little more. That will give you extra strength with your prayers. Yimir to Hashem, guys. Any questions, comments, disagreements, please feel free.
Yes.
Why is it so hard to do it,
She should be able to.
It's a very important question. And I think we have to ask ourselves that question. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard for me to do it? Why is it so hard for me to reach out? Why is it so hard for me to be awake, to be alive when going to minyan or when it's time for davening? We have to ask ourselves these questions. It's different for each individual. But thank you for raising that question. Maybe we could daven for it, turn it into tefillah. Any other ideas? Nitai, John, Yoni, Joshua.
Aisha seems like he turned off. Okay, I thought Aisha was gonna spread some Torah.
I have everything to say, but nothing to say.
Okay, I will. Then maybe I'll say something small. It's interesting. If I understood correctly, if it's difficult, you have to force yourself, and then once you force yourself, you'll feel more comfortable, or it'll be easier. And the more you understand the text you are reading, the more comfortable you'll feel. I don't know if that was exactly what you stated before. But I do think it is interesting because the way you portrayed forcing yourself to pray did not seem to be aligned with the halachic obligation. It wasn't. At least maybe he points this out. But it wasn't. You need to force yourself to pray because the halacha says you have to pray 3 times a day. At least it seems from Rabbi Nachman's view there might be including the halacha obligation, or maybe this is what he's alluding to. But it's possible that the other side of it, another possibility is that there is a sense of engaging with Hashem that is its own personal obligation or opportunity and responsibility that you have to talk to Hashem. That doesn't necessarily need to be under the legal parameters. Like there is a halachic obligation. There's also something about forcing yourself because there is something advantageous. There's something important about talking to Hashem. And once you take that leap, once you get yourself out of bed, despite the fact that you're tired, you will feel more comfortable once you are involved in the service itself. So I don't know, maybe
exactly.
There is
no. It's a beautiful point. The way I interpret your point is like, we're obviously obligated to go to Shachri, Mincha, Marav, and to daven, 3 times a day. But some of those times, maybe like the Minchas and the Maravs of the world, or even the Shachrits, it might just be like checking off a box. Like I go to Mincha, I went there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Gavalt. Rabbi Nachman is saying there could be more to that. You could add more to that, like you were saying, like what you were pointing out. So we shouldn't feel all the time like we're just checking off boxes. And I'm speaking to myself. So Yimir Hashem, thank you for sharing that, John. Questions, comments, anyone else? Amazing. Okay, just Mashiach. But Mir Hashem, guys, we should all be healthy.
Just Mashiach.
Oh,
Hey, Rabbi Amenu.
Right now.
right now. Right now. Right now. We all know that. Okay.
What does okay mean?
That's
Also,
also
like,
Lila.
that's
That's also
okay?
Lila. Or
Okay.
I
now.
know. There's no. Yeah, I'm sorry for the lack of energy. I should be screaming right now. I should be screaming Mashiach. I'm screaming Mashiach inside. But am I really? I don't know.
Mashiach.
Guys, health
that?
in every aspect of life,
Mashiach.
success in every aspect of life. Whether you're in Herzliya, whether you're in YU, whether you're in Florida building bridges between America and Israel, Yemir Hashem should be successful, and we should continue tomorrow. Yemir Hashem. Hopefully, I'll be in the land if everything goes well, and we'll continue. Guys, thank you so much.